Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Airport CEO. Well, our airport is now looking very big. There's lots going on. We've got our new plane concourse in, and I think we're heading towards the final episodes of the series, and therefore we're going to be making the final changes of the series. The first thing I want to do is change this area up a bit. We've got a bit more space here because I didn't actually build this terminal in the centre. And I was looking, I was like, I could get a general aviation area in, but I don't really want it to connect onto the existing runways. That would just cause disruption. So we do actually have enough space for a small runway or two if we just shift this a bit. So we could even, like, get this in here. I guess. Actually have a bit different idea. If we get another, we could do a 2 spacing. We went for a 2 spacing. Kept it as a spacing up to like there. We could essentially change how they run through here. So, oops, I did a bit too much there. So essentially they'll come in down here. They'll then turn to go around here and then back down. Or they can turn to go down here. Or I guess. Can we get them to go down there? Guess we probably do. So, essentially the way this will work is this is that way. This is that way. Continue. We won't change that yet, but because that's now wrong, it'll go in that way, and then go down there. Don't know exactly what that's going to be used for, but we may as well keep it in. It's arrival only, if we just let them use both ways there, I could start deleting bits of this. But essentially we want to delete this whole section here so that we can then have enough space to get a general aviation area. It'll kind of cover more of this area. Although I guess, do we want to use... I was thinking of using this space, to be fair, for another passenger concourse. We could just use this area for like a medium plane concourse. I mean, we've only got 2 more baggage bay connections based on the number of check-in desks, so we don't want to overstretch it. Maybe I'll just do more general aviation down here. So you can actually, you could even set up some stands down here and just make them cross over the path. That's totally viable. But yeah, if we just, so we're sending all the planes around there now. Which means if we're sending all the planes around there, it's accessible. How do planes get here actually? We want to make this one way the other way, and then they might be able to get to those stands. Oh, those planes just ignoring that. Right, we've got all our contractors here. Deleting the stuff we need. I mean, we eventually need that deleted, but it would be nice if they actually started building before deleting. I've also not got the game in fast forward mode, mainly because it just makes it more laggy, I think. We could try. Yeah, we're getting money back from deleting taxiway. So essentially, everything will come down this taxiway, which just right now is a bit redundant. Just get rid of that bit. So just realised we didn't want to get rid of that bit, did we? Because we want them to be able to come down here. Don't we? Okay. That was a bit unnecessary, because we want them to be able to come down here into these stands, or come down here into these stands. Just realised we can do diagonal taxiway paths, can't we? Could do something like that, and then that's not connecting particularly diagonally. I mean, that could be interesting. Oh, that looks a bit funky. Or I could do more like that. Get rid of that and that. But then they also do actually need to connect down to there. Well, no, don't they need to connect? Let's just redo this. So you need to connect from there to go up that way. Yeah, see, that's not particularly great. So you could do like that, then going down to there, I guess? That kind of works. Even if it's a bit weird. Does it work better like that? No, it doesn't. I'm not sure if we shouldn't just be keeping it straight forward. Oh, I can't demolish an axis. Oh, for goodness sake. No, they are actually using that, right. Oh, there we go, we can demolish this, right. Let's just keep it straight lines. Stuck me that way in. Anyway, I guess they'll just taxi around there, actually. I'm going to say this is going to be arrivals only at this point, so it's going to have to go down this one, which is configured. Don't really know what the purpose of that one is, actually, now come to think of it. They're not actually going to be using that tool, are they? I know they are, because they're turning down that one. They're going up this one. Right, let's wait for contractors to do their work. Now I've actually worked out and confirmed that I know how the taxiway is going to be used. I would say we could make this neat, but we're going to be getting rid of that bit of taxiway once everything's built. It's just a bit far from where our contractors are. Okay, they are actually running backwards and forwards. The other thing I considered is getting another concourse bit over here for medium planes, but maybe not right now. I think that might overwhelm contractors more than we need to. Also a cursor we could do with more space for plane services. I mean, I think we've only got catering up here. Got only 2 clean deficits. I mean, I think it still works alright, but we could look into where we could get more of these in. We could use that space there for it, or not. But they are starting to build this, which is good. Given some of them are running over here, I'll be going to start working on this bit as well. Guess we could also shortcut things like this. And let's make that line up. Yeah, those line up now, nice. That's nice. So you can also go out this way. It's only this one, I guess. Although I guess we could just... I mean, you're not going to have a plane coming into the stand at the same time as it's going out. It doesn't matter, actually. Whatever. At least my indecisiveness on that doesn't make contractors do more unnecessary work. This bit of taxiway here is not actually going to get any use, but oh well, whatever. I'm not going to go excessive with all the arrows. I don't think they can really go wrong at this point. Once this bit gets built, I think they might be able to start using it to get to this stand. And it occurs to me I could just take all the direction arrows off and delete the rest of what I want to delete, but that probably isn't particularly helpful. Okay. I would say they can use this bit, but they kind of get a bit wrong. Also, did I put the arrow wrong in this? No, I didn't put the arrow wrong on there. They will start, if they build this bit at some point, planes will start shortcutting that. Even though eventually this will be used to go up, but they might start going down it to then get to these stands quicker. It's all like temporary taxi routes anyway. I've done enough talking, waffling even, over construction. Can we just have it finished, please? I've waffled enough already. They are doing some stuff. It's just simultaneously everything's so big in the airport and everything's so big in the airport, meaning A, contracts have to go very far, and B, everything's a bit laggy, so they will start using that now, I think. I mean, I assume that's the quickest route for them to use now. So these four anyway, these four stands. I'm now building that bit of taxiway there. Once they build that, that is when I can get rid of that. I guess no, they're not gonna. Are they gonna go down there? They might end up going down there. I kind of want. Actually, I'll specify that this is also arrivals only. Once everything gets built. So I was just thinking we've sending them out to there, but actually they could quite possibly just come down here. Down this one. I don't know what they count as the quick street. They're both the same number of blocks. Do they prefer more turns or fewer turns? Gosh, everything is so slow. That's now. That now allows that to get used if they want to. I think they might still take a bit of time to update their paths, but or we just could be waiting for a plane to actually want to go to one of the stands. But yeah, as soon as this bit's open, we can start the deletion, which will then be even more work for the contractors to do, and even further for them to run as well. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Although at least deleting is usually a bit quick, because they can just run around doing multiple. Right. Then again, if we start deleting something, it's going to take them ages to then build the rest of it. Right, that's using that route now. So is this plane. See if any of them use. Actually, all four of these stands are full, so they're not going to use this route right now. Just a couple of tiles, well, a couple of correct tiles. Oh, there's one going in there. They build these two. That one's building. Okay, one left. There we go, so they can now use that. I'm just going to wait for them to build the rest of everything. It's not going to take them that long. And then, once everything's deleted, we'll then get into our general aviation setup. So that taxiway's being finished. That one's now getting underway. So they will still use this one to go to those stands because it's quicker. I'm going to stop allowing them to, though. They'll have to go here. Just kind of poke around here. That gives us a nice bit of space for general aviation. Is there a possibility, I wonder, of getting a small runway? There is a possibility of getting a small runway like this way. Well, interesting. Right, so close to finishing. You know what, at this point I'm just going to finish it off. Ooh, no objections to trying to delete that. Sometimes the game likes to go, no, stop deleting active taxiway path. It's impossible to get things deleted. Maybe because no planes are arriving to those stands right now. I don't know, but yeah. And now. as soon as 1, 2, 3 tiles get built, I can switch this to arrivals only. Got a plane running late. Oh my... No, it's already departed. Another plane running late. What's happening? I don't actually care. Yeah, they don't seem to be running that late. If they give me the notification, immediately the notification disappears, but be whatever. I think we've got enough time between our flights. 75 minutes? Yeah. Should be enough. Right. Right, just a couple more tiles. There we go. Right. That is now arrival only. It's 2A. I just said departure only. Whoops. Arrival only. There we go. Better. So that's now arrival only. So if they're coming from one of these stands, they'll... Ooh, the grass has just changed. The season's just changed. But yeah, if they're driving from these stands, or taxiing, well, kind of driving, they'll go down this one. There's still no use for this little section here, but there's no harm in having it. Oh my gosh, all the pennies we could save on upkeep by not having it. So it drives down here. So yeah, they'll be using the new navigation systems. Right, so as soon as enough stuff gets deleted, and the autosave's complete, obviously, then we can start building some runways. We're building concrete stuff because lower upkeep costs. I think if we got a runway there, so if that's, yeah, that seems decent. If it lands there, and then we've got plenty of space. Yeah, I hope we've got enough space for everything, for 2 runways, kind of at a 90-degree angle to each other, which will then bring the airport up to having 6 runways, gosh. And then if one takes off there, it's got to kind of get high enough to not interfere with something going into there, and this one will be parallel. I mean, there are other ways we could design it, but particularly with having like 2 parallel, even parallel offset, which we could do. We could do that, couldn't we? We could just keep it simple. So if that's a land, it doesn't really matter what way round it is, because we'll be doing setting up new systems for this. So we just, I'm going to push it back to having that much space, I think. And then we need to count some medium entrance, and then we want this one. I'm going to give it 2 spacing. Oh yeah, that's loads of space. Not enough space for the road to come around there, but actually we could push this whole system over a bit more. Yeah, so that refunds everything because we haven't even built it yet. So I did this originally with a 4 spacing, but 5, 6. And actually, we could just like work out how much spacing we want from this. So if that's like there, that stops with 2 to go to that. So we probably want like this level. And I'm quite fine with that. So essentially, we just need 4, 5, 6. I think. Is that a good spacing? Yeah, I got that quite badly. No, I got that really well actually. So a lot of space there with our service roads connection for building stuff. That's public road, isn't it? Actually, I was thinking we'd have to have a section come down here, although maybe that's still helpful. I don't know, but yeah. So if we, I think that's the sort of. No, we don't want that. I mean, we could just start building a line of these, so I guess, yeah, the road connection is making me think that maybe we could have more than 2 spacing here. Although we can have the road, like, in the middle. Yeah, it allowed at least a 2 spacing, so It's fine. I'm just wondering about going 2 more. Right, I'm being indecisive. So, we go for... I think we want 4 spacing in here. And then... I think something like that. Let's verify whether I got that in the right position. This time I did not. I got it. So... I'm remembering that tile there. I'm not actually, I should have put my finger on the screen or something. You won't even be able to see what I'm doing. But yeah. Is it that spacing, or have I just got it wrong again? This will be so funny if I got it wrong again. Nope, I got it right this time. So. We want our stands like this. And we'll start here with a line of stands. I also don't know what sort of spacing they're going to have. I might should really be doing this all in planning mode, except if I don't let them build the stuff, then it doesn't matter whether I then choose to delete stuff or not. As long as it hasn't been built yet, there's no difference. Yes, that's got left with a 2 spacing, so if I go for a 1 spacing on each side, that's symmetrical, and that works. So, let's wait for the autosave again. So, we now have 1 spacing, and then we go for a row of them. So you have 1 landing runway and 1 taking off runway. So I think is the landing, isn't it? We'll get the taxiway direction set up in a bit. Yeah, we have the taxiway here, and this will all be 1 way, because you're essentially going from the arrival runway to the stand to the departure runway, so it's all very simple. Taxiways are narrower than what we're doing for the rest, because they're only small planes. I'm kind of just using that runway exit entrance thing as a kind of guide as to how wide the taxiway should be, and it's 5 wide in that, so you're getting a 5 wide taxiway here. Right, so we just get service road. It's service road here, isn't it? So if we just did that connection there, and then we start running a service road down the side there, it does occur to me that we probably want to start running. That's the next taxiway there. Kind of works to have a 1 spacing. It works a bit better. Do we want to space it out a bit more? Kind of want it all to be symmetrical, and to, like, we're going to have to like offset it with another taxiway down here. We could just do like, we could stick a stand on the end there. Go like that. And then if we go down there, then it's a 1 space. It's a bit awkward, but I guess it works. And that's plenty of space there. Or do we set it up? If we go 5-ish further over, which probably works, then we can start getting stands kind of like backing on there as well. So if I start going down there, let's undelete these bits, because we don't need to delete them now. They can be used. And then we can also get stands like, I actually want more space than 1 there. Or we might even want enough space for this service road to cross over. So if we put a stand like, I mean, we could put a stand there, but I'm thinking starting there. Or even with a 1 gap out. Stuff did actually get deleted there. Okay, if they were already scheduled to delete it, then oh well, there's not much we can do. Right, small stands. That's still a nice spacing from the there, or do we have those? How much space do we want? Could have like a 4 space in case you want to... What are we going to do in the middle? Actually, let's still have a 4 space anyway. What are we actually going to do in that middle space? I don't know, I'm too indecisive with this. So, if that road goes across there, that road connects down, it connects up. We have to decide on the spacing now. It doesn't... How far? This has got another couple of rows to come down by. Although I guess, slight problem, you want that stand to connect across as well. Let's go for a 1 spacing, and then not actually build these. Oh, that one started construction. Oh, wonderful. Oh, no, it wasn't that bad, right. And then get that across. And then I could also try to see if it actually works with the spacing here. So if we went there, we want a road to go here and up. So essentially, what can we fit in that space? We could go 1, 2, that works. We need to build across that road, there we go. So we go like, no, we went 1 spacing, didn't we? And then I think that's the 5 spacing, which leaves a 1 space left, which, well, we'll deal with it, that's fine. So we go down to there, we get the road, could even, I guess, get another small stand in here, and then after this we get 1, 2, we don't get the corner one because there's no space to actually connect it, but yeah, we can get that. We could get something in there like a little fuel depot or something, that would work quite well. So that connects across. We could, in that space, get a stand. And then, yeah, I'm going to leave it for the rest of that. But then, yeah, we literally, I don't know how much we can afford of the rest of the stands, so the main thing I'm going to focus on is just where the taxiway is going. That was a 4 spacing, wasn't it? Yeah. So 5, and then we have this one here. This is going to take ages to build. I know it. Although it shouldn't be as bad as some of our other construction projects recently. If I just go like that, so it's all organised as far as here. Right. Let's see how many more stands we can get in. We'll start from this side just so we can assure that the road is connected. Let's just go like this. And I would say we should get the infrastructure in like the avgas fuel depots as well, but we don't have to because they will still cope without them. I should not have started from this end, but we'll get away with it. Also, if we did realise we were short of money, we could just either wait or just build a road anyway. Because the road's cheap. Yeah, I think we're going to run out of money before we can finish this one, aren't we? That's it, there we go. While they start building, we can connect all the taxiway paths. And in anticipation of that, we will get stands in there. I can just go like, cut straight across, there we go. So that is our massive general aviation area. I don't know how many planes we'll get, but we got no shortage of space for however many we get. Whoops. Bad positioning. Ah. Thanks. Right, let's just leave the taxiway pathing around there. Right, so Runway ramp not connected. Well, hopefully it connects once the runway's actually been built. But yeah, you can also use spaces near roads to get like little tunnels down here or whatever. That's enough space. Just like tunnels or whatever. So this tunnel down. Yeah, that works there. There's a road here, I think. Yeah, that works. So we'll do that. Where it seems like a good idea. Right, you've got enough money to get another 3 in here. Ooh, that one's opened. That one's been built. Yeah, I never really get what order contractors build stuff in, but stuff gets built, and then yeah, we do stuff, and then the stuff gets built, gets used. Yeah, you got loads of general aviation capacity. I'm waiting for these runways to get built, because once they get built, I can. This one I think is takeoff only. This one I think is arrival only. Though if I flip the direction of them, then that changes. And yeah, we should really be getting a fuel depot, or 10 in. So I do think we could even, I think, fit a medium in here with no fuel tanks, but I mean, hopefully the plane's wings don't clip, because well, if they do, that's not great, but we could get some more around here or something. Yeah, we could, couldn't we? Could even get one with fuel tank on either side. Or I could put it here and then. Or in fact, if it gets spaced there, you get loads of fuel tanks on it. This will store way more than we need. We'll also have to pay for all this fuel when the depot first gets filled, but I'm not going to end up getting any stands down this side, are we? Whatever. But yeah, fuel depots are starting to get built. Slowly, stuff is getting built. Yeah, we're back to insufficient funds. Get on one more. I mean, it would be cheaper if we built it all with grass or asphalt, but that's less kind of high quality, so we won't get as good ratings, and it's more upkeep cost, I think. Yeah, if we go that, yeah, operating cost is like almost half of what the grass is, so yeah, that's the reason why we're just going for concrete. It's higher upfront costs, but over time it saves money. So if you have the money to pay for the higher upfront costs, it ends up being cheaper. I'm not an economist, but I can use numbers. Are we going to end up having... Got the one space here but not here, which is a bit awkward, but it doesn't really matter, it's fine. But guess I might finish the stands in line with these, but I'm trying to build the road, but we don't seem to have the money for it right now. Look, now we do. I'm going to pause, just so we can get stuff built. There we go. And then that safeguards the space for all the stands. And maybe we'll end up getting another fuel depot in this corner where there isn't a stand. That would work. Just spend all our money on fuel. It's a medium, 37,500. That's what we need. We are profitable as an airport, I'm pretty sure. I can check. Well, if we didn't spend so much on construction, yes. If you look, our average over the last 24 hours was spending 150,000 per hour on construction, but the average loss was only 98,000, which shows without construction, 50,000 profit. Once again, I'm not an economist, but I am a mathematician. So, numbers, they're great things. Tell me whether stuff is good or bad, although that colour down there also does some of that work. And yeah, all this taxiway stuff here is totally isolated from the main airport. I mean, the roads aren't, but why would the roads be? Surface roads, that would be weird. I'm not entirely sure how people who keep planes here are supposed to get to the stands, but I guess we should just forget about that. So they just sleep in their planes? I don't know. One thing we will need is some nice avgas fuel trucks. Let's take the opportunity of having some money to order some. They also are not an instant delivery, so it's good to have them delivering in the background when they're not needed. Usually, actually, you need a depot before you purchase these things. If you're just thinking about it, but I know you don't need the fuel depot. So technically we could get as many fuel trucks as we like without actually having the ability to take fuel in. Wonderful. And when you have the one thing I also like to look at is contract negotiations. I don't think we're going to be facing huge things. We have got also negotiation number. What's our... Yeah, so at what point do we try to negotiate some of this down to, like... Well, we're not going to get that one. So, I mean, yeah, if we had more points, maybe we could do that. But I think that whatever CFO has been using them up, which is not a bad thing, if we're getting better prices from everything. But right, back to vehicles. I think those should have been delivered, so we're going to get another 10. We could get different types of tracks and order even more at once, but we may as well just get the biggest and best ones exclusively. We don't need that many because nothing's in a hurry with general aviation. We pause now. A, it's easier to place all of these in, but B, we just about have enough money to build all of them. Wonderful. We can get the markings in down to these ones, right? Giving our contracts even more work, as always. Once you get to this stage, you just build, and like, oh wait, we've literally built everything at some point, or there is no more space to build. We're building until we have built everything and there is no more space to build. Or building until we give the contractors too much work. As soon as the runways and all the taxiways get built, they will start working. You'll start. You can allow general aviation. That doesn't mean anything because they can't get anywhere, but... Maybe we should just chill for a minute and let the contractors build stuff. And they've built almost all the stands, which is, like, shouldn't really be first priority given we can't really do anything with the stands without the other infrastructure, but whatever. We don't get any money more stands here. We could do like vehicle park. Let's just do some. I would say vehicle depot. I mean, they're better at storing vehicles. They're also weirdly like, yeah. I don't know why parking's actually like. I should do that. Let's just copy and paste on those. You know, you can't copy and paste that. Why is some stuff in this game not able to be copied and pasted? I never know. If I did that, then it goes. Okay. Well, let's just space them out. We don't need more than 2. We don't have that many vehicles. This area. Just do that. Why not? Or actually, we could do a one space on either side and get through. I am so indecisive in this episode. One. There we go. Right, let's stop changing our mind. On everything. Or let me stop changing my mind, you the viewers aren't. Well, maybe you are changing your mind, but you have no power. Well, unless you write comments. If you're even watching. If you even care. I don't know. I'm just a voice speaking to you, if you're watching. Which you might not be. I don't know. I don't. Just kind of the big dip of money every hour when the expenses go out on the hour. And then the rest of it is pure money making. Well, other than when we spend it all on constructing more stands, even though that's not necessarily the best thing to do right now, but it's not the worst either. The worst thing would be to decide to delete the entire airport, which we're not going to do. We almost had the 40,000 before we then had all the expenses going out and going 60,000 instead. Big airport, big expenses, but also big airport, big profits, so can't really complain. One more stand. Are we going to get 40,000 before this hour's done? It's weird. Some hours we make a lot of money, some hours we don't. Yeah, the expenses are always constant, but you can see on average, without all the expenses, we make a profit on average. On average. I said on average twice, whatever. Contractors, please hurry up, I'm bored. Still pretty sure we can't actually get any contracts with more contractors for contracts. Don't think there are any more contracts with more contractors. I don't think there are any more tongue twisters to do with contractors and contracts either. Yeah, I think we've got 100. How many have we got? Got 173. Yeah, there ain't any offered contracts with more than that. And I have seen contracts with more before. I think there is a mod I haven't enabled but could enable that enables more real companies or whatever, which I think we have for the shops. I think I did actually enable it for the shop and restaurant contracts, but there's not really much point in doing it now as we've already built most of the stuff we're building in this series. Right. Well, the contractors walking pretty much the entire length of the airport. This is probably like several miles they're walking at this point. To go and grab all the boxes to walk back over there. Really, we should not be making them walk this far in a day, but whatever. And their legs are probably falling off at this point, but if Jeff Bezos can do it, why can't we? I keep waffling. I should not keep waffling, but I don't know what else to do other than, I guess, invest more time into editing videos so I can cut this all out, or just sit here silently, or like time lapse it with some nice music, or just sit here with me waffling. Yeah, this is taking much time, but I think that's the last. No, we've still got the row of stands up there. Got a large proportion of the taxiway built. We haven't, I don't think, got any of the roads built. We haven't done the runways yet, but I think we're at least 50%, which is not actually that great, but given that still has taken a while to get to at least 50%, but who knows, maybe the contractors will suddenly start running after walking how many hundreds of miles they've walked. I don't think they will, but maybe. It is possible. It's not going to happen. But Yeah. It's just like, they've built the stuff closest to where the pickup is. I know there is like an idea that you could like move the pickup site every time you build something. But we do actually have public road up here. I could have moved it, but I didn't. And there's no point now because all the materials have already been delivered, so there's nothing to be done other than sitting and waiting and listening to my waffling. Yeah. But there's nothing on this one. I don't know if they delivered to the closest one, or they didn't deliver anything to this one, or they did all the contracts picked up all of these first. Yeah, I think they're focusing on this taxiway now, which is not a bad thing. Because if they do the taxiways and then they do the runways, then we can get stuff running. Oh, is that an emergency? Aircraft's not airworthy. Have we even got a hangar? I don't think we have a hangar. Do we need a hangar? Actually, that's what we could do. Guess we could do that in this space here, couldn't we? Try we get the roads here, but yeah. We got one. I do not have enough money for anyone. Thankfully I had enough money for one. I don't know why. Does that not... Do they need to be connected to there? Yeah, I think we might need to push that back by one. Let's just get the one in, because yeah, we can't afford any more even if we did want it. So we just went there. And then we went for... And then this is going to take ages to build because the contractors have already got loads of other jobs. And we got a road like down here. And then, could we get a tunnel here? Yeah, we can. Doing extra infrastructure here. Yeah, we can have some extra. So we can have the hangars over here. And it actually just occurs to me now that it's possible that the plane's on the other side of the airport, but... yeah, we don't actually have any way of connecting over, do we, even? Where is this aircraft? Are we lucky? Yeah, we're lucky. Okay, good. Okay, good. We literally have no way of connecting planes across, so that's good. Maybe we need some hangars for this side as well. We could build them over there, and then we won't actually ever need them, but may as well. And I've given the contracts loads more to build now. And this can't go to a hangar until the hangar's built, and this stand now can't be used until that plane goes to the hangar, and then we get loads of delays for that stand. Woohoo! Lovely. We are waiting for hangar construction. I do not know how long this will take. I do not know what the priority is for the contractors. The incredibly busy contractors as well. I think they might just be doing more of these stands. Yeah. Ooh, they're doing the runways. That's kind of cool, actually. Oh yeah. We could build a hangar in this area, I guess, but am I just getting too fixated on building hangars because of one incident? Yeah, I am, but maybe we could be good and build a hangar there. Give them more work to do. Why not? It's not actually a particularly difficult thing to do. It fits in the space. I don't know why it's cheaper to build a hangar than it is to build a stand. It feels a little bit counterintuitive. It's like way cheaper. And if it was slightly cheaper, it's like, okay, I guess it's slightly smaller, but it doesn't include a road, but right. Let's get the road in behind it. There we are. That's our hangar for general aviation. We're still yet to have this built. Wait, where's the plane gone? Has the plane literally just taken off at this point? The plane is not there. Or we just failed to deal with it. I don't know. The warning is still there on it. Another plane's arrived. I don't know, we probably just failed. Oh, whatever. I don't care. They'll find me. They'll find me what is, quite frankly, an insignificant amount of money. Right, that is for takeoff. That is for landing. We don't even need to set up the directions of these taxiways, because quite frankly, I don't know how they will... Why and how they would get it wrong. Other than I guess... Down here... Up here... Down here... Up here. I just had a thought that actually they could get it wrong. At this point, they're not going to get anything wrong. So I guess they could go like that, but whatever. At that point, if they want to do that, they can do that. Alright, there's not actually that much more to get built before general aviation can get up and running. It just occurred to me, this is what needs to get built for them to get general aviation going. Do you know why we built so much infrastructure for this? You know what, given we now don't even need the hangar, although there's still that warning there, I'm just going to get rid of this. They just built that little bit of taxiway. Right, whatever. I don't care. Let's just sell it all. Get the money back. Get a refund. Take it off the contractor's to-do list. Are they finally running over to here? No, they're finally running over to the road. It's not particularly helpful. They're not even connected to the arrival runway. Oh, is that a little speck there yet to be built? Yeah, that little speck there is yet to be built. Is that the last stand? That is the last stand finished, isn't it? Right. 2 more tiles of taxiway. And the runway ramp. And we'll have this all up and running. I'm pretty sure. That's all built. It should be connected to an arrival... Oh no, these aren't turned on yet, are they? Should not need 2 runway ramps for this. Oh no, I've just... Wait, a plane's landing. They can't take off yet. Okay, interesting. Whatever, I can't actually turn this on until the runway ramp gets built. So, for now, they're going to have to cope with not being able to take off again. Or I guess I could let them do either on this runway for now. Which is a bit awkward, because they'll have to... Oh no, they can't. I was going to say that. They could, like, taxi up there and whatever. No, they're just going to have to sit there until... I don't know why I can turn on international stand for general aviation, whatever. So they can get in, they can't get out, and they can't get fuel run out. Oh, that's built. Come on, work. It's giving me an error. Oh no, that's work. That's still giving me an error. But everything's working, so I assume nothing's wrong with it. So they can... Yeah, everything says it's connected. Yeah, no, that's taking the error away. Right. Once the roads get built, I can turn on the fuel service, but... Well, the roads and the fuel depots. We haven't actually built the fuel depots yet. And the vehicles do actually have to kind of drive all the way around here, except it doesn't matter, because the fuel depots are here, the vehicle depots are here. They don't need to go any further, quite frankly. We don't need a wider array of assortment of vehicle types getting here. Get everything they want within close proximity. So yeah, if it's only one road connection, fine. That is still there. I think that they've just given up. We could check in... where is it? I don't know. Is there not, like, new stuff? Yeah, failed. Whatever. Mail shortly. I do not care. I'll probably get told we've got a tiny fine or something. Email. Oh yeah, we've been fined 16,000. Big deal. Not, no, it isn't a big deal. I do not care. Look at how much money we've got. That does not make any difference. And somehow the aircraft managed to depart or something anyway, so... What was wrong with it even? I'm prepared for mega expenses once these get constructed, because all the fuel will get delivered to it at a great expense, but whatever, we've got the money and hurrying. Most of the road is now built as well, so there's not that much for the contractors to do anymore. Yeah, I guess we could get, if we were actually to be proper and get hangars in, we could get a line there and a line there, but we don't need to. I mean, if they could, if we didn't even need to deal with that plane with a fault, then whatever. I mean, technically, we should need to deal with it, but I'm quite fine to pay the fine, given that it seemed to sort itself out. Running money from general aviation. How are our fees? We're all green with fees, so we got a general aviation rating. Yeah, consumables fees. I mean, they can't get anything. Like avgas, we haven't got the. Oh no, we have got a depot, right? We can turn that on. So this will then, that's awaiting resupply. It will take the fuel truck ages to get there because it's got to drive all the way around all the roads after getting into the airport, and all the traffic jams getting into the airport, so it might take some time. Okay, that one's now open as well. These tanks aren't open, but it doesn't matter. Now awaiting resupply. And as soon as they're resupplied, I think only new planes want the fuel. So I don't think we're in a massive tearing rush. We just need to wait for. Can we actually get 6 tanks on these, or is 5 the maximum? I know we've got 6 on. Oh, it doesn't matter. Honestly, that's more fuel capacity than we'll need. Although that doesn't mean I'm not going to fix it. Right. Honestly, I do not need to do that. Right, fuel's getting delivered, which means all our avgas fuel trucks are suddenly going to jump at the opportunity to get their fuel, which, I mean, excellent. I can, yeah, here come our avgas fuel trucks. That one's now loading up. You can see all the money getting paid there. And now all the trucks are getting loaded up. That one's now driving off to a plane, I think. Yeah, maybe that one. Yes. So that's all working now. Giving contractors the job of doing that, deleting that, which, I mean, they've not got much more to do now, so should be able to. That truck is still delivering fuel. Right. Oh yeah, I'm going to get them to resupply at 50%, because why not? Doesn't actually make much of a difference. They're still resupplying, so not going to be able to do anything. And we won't get any more tanks on that, right? All our trucks are jumping into that one. I think we're not at risk of running out. One fuel depot will probably be enough, although this at least allows for more refuelling of the trucks. I'm waiting for them to dismantle this fuel tank so I can get 2 more in. I knew this was like the layout of like push it 1 back from the roads you get more. I just forgot that I could actually get. I know there is a maximum, but it's 6, not 5. So yeah, I can get an extra 2 in. Alright, come on. There we go. And then it says max number, yeah. Okay. Alright, it's just finished now. Yeah, we'll resupply at 50% because. Oh. Oh no. I just realised what I've done by setting that now, because all the trucks are taking all the fuel. I mean, once the trucks are loaded with fuel, I mean, this one exists as well. Like, we shouldn't have a problem. Just need this hangar to be built. There's a little bit of road here, that little bit of road there. The vehicle depots, these 2 tanks, and that fuel depot. I'm sure that can do that, right? We are not getting remotely full with these general aviation spaces, but fine. We've got a decent rating. What's the consumables fees? Like lowering the cost of fuel. I mean, it's 71%. It might even rise further. They might be adjusting it. They're building this now. So what's that? That's fuel capacity, 200,000, that's... so the extra tanks don't add massive amounts. Like 40,000 each? So that's only going to have like just over double once those 2 tanks get built. Yeah, that's already awaiting resupply, so once these 2 have been resupplied, which there's a truck for this one, I will then set them to 50%, but we need to wait for everything to get delivered first. Which that is now filling up. And then all the trucks will want to swarm this to get their fuel. Well, I think most of them should have fuel. And we got the big capacity ones, so they won't need to... The trucks won't need to stock up as often. Right, we've got loads of parking capacity in these vehicle depots, so hopefully that's what the fuel trucks for this area use, just to keep them local. But right, we're waiting for the resupply truck for this, and then we'll also put that oh, this is already awaiting resupply as well. Yeah, like I said, the trucks want to get a full load at first, but they should then hold on to that for a while. They have gas. They can store 40,000 litres, so yeah, given I bought 20 of those, that would be 800,000 they want from the get-go, so yeah, I can see why you're running out of fuel quite quickly in these depots, but as soon as we've finished this, we should get enough, right? Just wait for this to get built. This episode's probably going to be going on for a while now, right? That truck there is going for this one. That's going for this one, right. So once these trucks are finished, we should be good. I'll set this to 50%, and then that'll be pretty much it, right? That tank's been built. That one's about to be finished, probably before that truck goes. Because, yeah, they're filling up each of the individual tanks now. Right, that's finished, right. We rate resupply at 50%. Right, that'll do. Hopefully everything is now sorted. I think I haven't seen any trucks rushing to these fuel depots, so it looks like we're all of them are well stocked now. So that's excellent. Are any of them using these? No. They just decide they want to drive further away. I don't know. I don't see any of them out and about. I think all the planes that want refueling have already had it done. Well, that one isn't. Where does this truck go back to once it's done? Probably started with a full load, and that's left with 94%, so yeah. No, it's not good. It's not. Hang on, we can assign a parking structure, so it's been auto-assigned. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. This episode's probably already been long enough, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode, which is potentially the final episode. I think I just want to get one more concourse in here and maybe some hangars in. Goodbye.